Hey everybody, my name is Claire. I'm with Synergy Technology and I am here with Leah and Matt with C3 Technologies, and we are here at the Longview Chamber hosting TechTalks. Today we are going to get into the cost of doing downtime. I thought it was a really relevant subject. Matt and Leah, can you tell us kind of what you guys do?
Yes, I'm Matthew Joseph. We own, and my wife Leah, we own C3 Industrial Technologies, which is a industrial repair company. We specialize in repairing CNC equipment, which lathes, mills, routers, and we do other machinery too.
Okay, and typically, what is the biggest issue that you run into?
The biggest issue for our customers is downtime. It's a pivotal part of their company because if these machines are not running for them, they're losing thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right.
So that's where we step in to try and fix the machine, quality repair as quickly as we can, and also to prevent these issues as well.
Right, and that was something that when we first talked about doing this show, it was really interesting to me. You talked about proactivity. How do you stay proactive in keeping these machines up and the CNCs up?
Well, we actually have developed PMs for our customers, and Leah is actually running that, and I'll let her speak a little bit on that and give her insight.
Sure, thank you so much. So PM is an acronym for preventative maintenance. So essentially, we want to be able to identify maybe some of the problems that haven't become big problems yet. So it could potentially be maybe a battery hasn't gone dead yet, but the voltage is getting lower, or we're checking cables that are going from the motor to the brain and
To the servo drives.
I'm still learning. So essentially, they're testing and making sure they're getting the right connectivity going to each part. Because if it starts getting lower, they're noticing, okay, maybe this cable needs to be replaced. So that way they can identify and change those things out before they become downtime.
Right.
So really downtime isn't just like the machine is down and they need to call somebody. Like they are down, it's from the moment that that machine isn't working, they are not in production anymore, they're not making money. So not only are they having employees kind of standing around waiting, it's really like a domino effect. So when they call us, we have to be as prepared as possible as well.
And how big is your team?
Right now we have one. I'm sorry, I should have known this before, right?
We can edit
I think we probably have eight.
If you don't want to talk about that, we don't have to.
No, it's okay. I like all the flaws in it.
So there are how many people on your team?
8.
8 people, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I zoned out there. I was not expecting you to ask that again. I told you I'm really good on camera.
That was terrible. I get so nervous as soon as the camera goes on.
I think this is going to be our best one yet.
Oh, it will. That's why Leah put me center stage.
So 8 people on your team.
8, yes. We have family members, and then we have people that have come and joined the team that feel like family.
Okay. And how did you start C3?
I started C3. I was probably like
It was 10 years ago.
10 years ago. There you go. Sorry, another blooper there.
So you were 12.
I was 12. No, I started C3 10 years ago. And it was something that I went to college and for a little bit at Kilgore, wasn't really for me. Ended up going to a technical college, worked at a machine shop, a local machine shop in Kilgore, and just kind of fell in love with fixing the machines and kind of becoming the hero.
Yeah,
and as time grew on, I got a couple of opportunities, a lot of side work, and we just kind of went for it.
Okay.
And it turned out great. And then I ended up, my dad was my first hire part-time, where he did parts and other stuff for us. And then
He actually lived in San Antonio too,
Yeah.
so he was basically helping
Yep.
remote.
Wow.
Part-time.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And then my first full-time hire was my brother, my
Okay.
youngest brother, and then he came on and I taught him how to work on it. And, now he's my service manager. So
That's really cool.
Yep.
It's really cool that it's a family business.
absolutely.
Leah, tell us about your background, because I know that you've probably always been a little bit involved with C3,
Yes.
but I think, isn't it fairly recent that you went full-time kind of
Yes.
supporting that team?
It is very, very recent, this year actually. So I was in the banking industry for about 20 years. But the interesting thing about my background in banking is I've helped businesses. So my perspective kind of started on the B2B side, helping production in a different way. So making sure that my clients could focus on their business, making sure they were productive in their business without having to worry about fraud intrusion, without having to worry about how am I going to move this money from this place to this place safely. Helping, if they had to make payroll and their team was spread out, how they would make that happen efficiently. So I help kind of solve problems in my day-to-day as well with businesses. But you're exactly right. I always like to call myself the not so silent partner.
There was nothing silent about it.
So I've always been in the background, just basically cheering him on, because I just always have seen, the potential of, he's just such a strong, smart man, and he's always told me ever since we were dating, like, hey, I want to have a business of my own. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but I'm going to have a business of my own one day. And
That's really
I
awesome.
truly believed in it, and here we are.
I love that for you guys. That's really amazing. And what is your favorite part about each of your jobs? We'll start with you, Matt.
Oh, favorite part? Well, for me, success might be a little bit different than some people. Success to me is the fact that I get to work with my family.
Yeah.
I have both my brothers that work with me, my dad who works with us, my wife. And so it's kind of neat. And then even last year, my oldest son came and he worked a little bit with us doing wiring up motors and stuff like that. So it was kind of neat to have that and have that communication with your family and that strong bond. It's a neat feeling. It's amazing. So.
Yeah, I bet. And like you were just saying, you haven't always been full-time, but always a silent cheerleader. Now that you're full-time on C3, oh my gosh.
It's okay.
What's your favorite part about your job?
Oh man, just being able to see where literally C3 started at our kitchen table to now we're traveling to Las Vegas. We're traveling to Albuquerque. We're going to Mississippi, like all around the United States, just how much the need that's out there that we feel like we haven't even tapped the surface yet. And just seeing that growth and now being in the day-to-day is really, really, it's very rewarding.
It's fair to say that I remember sitting like all of our ideas come from sitting at our little countertop bar, whether it be drinking coffee or alcohol. Just talking like, hey, once we start this business, if it can just replace what I was making at the place that I was working at in a little bit less hours, that would be amazing.
Yeah, because you were working like 12 plus hours a day sometimes.
Yeah, and on call.
And
now, I mean, look at it now. We have 8 employees. Like Leah said, we're all over the place now. And there's a lot of other bigger things that are coming. We're building a building so we can help train our employees that come in and also make some parts too. So it's a lot of neat things coming our way. And like Leah said, we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. I'm really happy for you guys and the growth that you guys had in the past, 10 years. I mean, are there any competitors or people that do what you guys do? I know you said you kind of travel a lot. You're all over the place and barely scratching the surface.
Well, that's what makes us so special is here in our area, East Texas, there are people that are offhand that do this, but it's usually only one person. There's not a crew. Now, if you get to the Dallas area, Houston area, of course, it's saturated with a lot of companies like this. But the neat thing about this is, for the most part, we all kind of work together. You know, there's enough to go around, and we all support each other of, you know, like, for instance, I had a guy that kind of helps me out a little bit. You know, 'cause sometimes you have to bounce things off each other. You don't know everything. And he pretty much was like, hey, I want you to have this job. It's in your territory, and I'm so busy. Let's just work together. And so, to me, that's kind of neat. Now, it doesn't happen like that all the time, but it is cool. So
Yeah, that is really neat. And the knowledge share is so important. I know that when we had discussed doing this, you had brought up what I thought was a really cool idea that you guys that was in the making. Matt GPT.
yeah.
Which I love that. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay. So it was kind of, because I'm so humble, I didn't really want the name Matt GPT, but Leah came up with it. So, but no, it's just we have a software that actually Leah has been developing. It's a platform for our company that has actually helped streamline a lot of stuff.
No, I can't take all the credit. We have a developer that's been helping us tremendously. And shout out to Derek with General Strategies. He has been amazing. Like, any type of ideas, like the Match GPT, he's like, yeah, we can make that happen. So like every I'll have a thought at like 10 o'clock at night. I'll schedule my text messages for the morning so I don't bug him at 10 o'clock at night. But like, we just have so many ideas around this that's exciting.
Yeah, so basically what we're looking for is that we want to develop a database for the machinery. That way, when technicians go in there, if they're if they need a refresher, or if there's something they need some help on, because like I said, it's a lot to remember. We work on all different types of machines, and it's basically like a vehicle in a sense, where you can have all these different brands. In a sense, it's the same, but still it depends on how that machine tool builder built that.
Right.
So sometimes it's all fruit, but you're comparing apples to oranges. You know what I mean? So anyway, so what we're trying to do is develop a database where it's a dynamic search, correct, of, hey, if they need to work on a particular machine or whatever, they can search key functions, and then it'll come up with some either procedure or the manual for it, anything that can help.
Yeah.
So, and it'll be on our platform. So
yeah, another thing that it's kind of going to look into is we're already starting to store data as far as preventative maintenance. So if we knew, oh, this cable was getting low, then we'll be able to reference if they're working on a machine that we've PM'd in the past, they would have that just really easily accessible.
Yeah, to be able to compare it.
Right, to be able to compare, has this gotten worse? Has it gotten,
That's awesome.
you know? And then also like any type of prior work order history with that specific machine, any parts, everything will be linked together so the technician will have it easily accessible while they're on site.
it's a very powerful tool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's neat that just from us starting it,
About a year ago.
it has streamlined our business, and eventually we want to have everything on it. So it's pretty neat.
That's really amazing, and I think it's really important considering what you guys do. So I work in IT, and we are kind of what you do, but on the IT side of things, we try to be proactive. Obviously, there's downtime associated with IT if something happens, and your computers go down, it can hold things. But what you guys do is really interesting to me, because when a manufacturer goes down, it is really measurable immediately. I mean, if they can't produce whatever it is they're making, they can actually measure that monetarily. I mean, sometimes it's the case for IT, but not always. With y'all, it's always the case.
Yes.
So that's really interesting to me, and I think what you're doing with the preventative maintenance and making sure that there's that knowledge share and a knowledge base for more people to know all of your skills that you've accumulated through the years. I think that's really important on the proactive side.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, I'll touch a little bit more on that. Like, we have a specific customer that they went from having 45% of their machines running, and once we started doing PMs, they jumped up to 80, I think it was like 85%, 90% of their machines working. And we've been doing PMs with them for probably 3 years, maybe more. And so, yeah, and we have several, like I said, we have several customers that do PMs with us, not just in the local area. We have a big client of ours that's in South Louisiana, Morgan City, which I don't know if you've ever been there. There's like a Japanese food place to eat, and then Mexican food, and that's it.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then a lot of crawfish. Yeah,
Well,
so
that's really cool. That's really, really cool. And I mean, tell us some of the places that you've traveled within the last, just few months.
okay, we actually recently went to Las Vegas to do a job, which you would think, oh man, that's so much fun. You get to go and walk the strip and do all that. We were so tired that we didn't even want to do that. So, but it was neat to see another side of Vegas besides just the lights and the action and all that. So we have a customer that does preventative maintenance with us in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is awesome. That place is really cool. The guys enjoy going there. Then we also have customers in Arkansas, Texarkana, obviously Louisiana. We've had a couple of customers outside in Mississippi, and we're getting calls all the time. We got a call from possibly someone from Portland, Oregon. So the phone is constantly ringing. So.
Yep. So that's really cool that you guys are traveling and getting to see all these different places, but also all the experience that you're getting. And is it a lot of industry specific machinery, or is it just a little bit of everything?
So
Do you
diverse.
see a lot of the same thing all the time as far as like what machines you're working with?
Yes and no. Like I said earlier, it's the best way you can compare it to is cars, right? You got a Ford, you got a Dodge, you got a Toyota. They all work the same, but it just depends on how that car dealer built it.
Yeah.
So yes, in a sense it's the same, but at the same token, there might be different pieces, different ways that they do stuff, and that's the fun part about it, is you have to figure it out. It's you're constantly. It is a mental drain, sometimes more than a physical drain. So.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you're going in there with someone who has called you to say, hey, we have an issue with our machine, we can't figure it out. Well, you can't tell them you don't know how to fix it, right? And there's some days when there's been times when I've come home and I just go, oh my God, I am so done with this machine. I don't know, but you can't give up. And she usually tells me, hey, keep it simple. So,
I love that. Very
So-
cool. Very cool. And I know you gave us an example of the preventive maintenance on the company that was at 45%. You brought it to, I think you said 87?
85, yeah.
85. I don't know where I got 87.
That's okay.
Can you give me an example of what it looks like when a business goes down and how you're able to go in there and kind of, do you ever get a call where someone's like, I'm completely down here right now?
That's the basis of our business.
No pressure or anything.
That is, we laugh because when someone calls, you can have the loaded question of how quickly do you need us?
Yeah.
Because everyone is going to say, I need you tomorrow, or I need you yesterday, or right now. So, that's basically what our company is built on. That's why we're trying to push people to preventative maintenance. That way we can help them out. That way they can solve some of these issues. And I think it's very important, Leah, we were talking about something last night, that preventative maintenance is just not about the machines. It's about the communication between the client and us, on trying to get on board. And then not just it doesn't stop there. It's the leadership to the employees. So there's a whole lot more to it as far as how we can help them out. So I guess the short answer to your question was yes.
I think it's really interesting just like how much of what you do translate to what I do. I mean, I talk about the same things all day long. It's just in a very different way. So, preventative maintenance for me is like having cybersecurity protocols in play and making sure users are aware of different things that can happen, like phishing emails and things like that. So I just think it's really interesting how you deal with the same thing, but on a very different side of business.
Yeah. And some of these machines, they utilize that as well because some of them are linked to the internet. Mm-hmm. So some of the machine tool builders can actually remote in, change parameters, change different things, or see what the issues are with the machine. So some of them do have that capability where they do have to watch out with the internet, you know, and it's Windows based too, some of it. Okay. So, but we work on stuff that's from, I've worked on stuff that's from the 50s all the way up to nowadays. So,
yeah, you probably see a lot of Linux stuff.
Maybe yes, sometimes. Like I said, a lot of ours is it's just all over the place on what it can be, and you know, a lot of these machines are very expensive. Mm-hmm. So once someone has one, they kind of keep it. Mm-hmm. So it's nothing for us to work, and this is pretty bad, but it's nothing for us to work on machines that are from the 2000s. Yeah. I kind of feel old now, right? So,
but some of those programs have like DOS. Mm-hmm.
Some do, yes. Some do have the DOS. So that's why I'm saying you're always on your toes. It's always it's mentally draining sometimes when you're working on this stuff because you have to pivot and switch on what you're working on. So
yeah, I'm sure. What has changed the most? Because you've been in this for 10 years as far as owning your own company, but you've been doing this for a lot longer than that. What have you seen shift the most in the time that you've been doing it?
From a tech standpoint, I feel like the speed of the machines has changed, and I'm not just meaning like the machinery in itself moving fast. I mean like the way it processes. Mm-hmm. You know, they used to be at a point where it was you fed it with a tape, right? Mm-hmm. And now you have Windows based. There's all the storage on there. So that's probably the biggest change that I have seen. Other than that, you know, like I said, the machinery is pretty much the same, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, as far as the computer side, way faster, produce. I mean, what is America about, right? How quickly can we produce stuff? And there's you get to see some neat things where they're just constantly shooting out parts. And that's another cool thing is people don't realize all the neat places, not travel-wise, but all the different places we get to go into that build different things. It's so cool. We can't talk about some of it, but it's neat to see. You know, oh, that's how they make that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really interesting to like go in somewhere. I saw where that was made. I bet that happens a lot for you guys. That's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's really neat. And you know, all this machinery just doesn't cut metal. I mean, it does plastic, wood. So there's all different types of stuff and we work on all different types of machines too. But our bread and butter is CNC mills and CNC lathes.
Sure. So, if you're having a conversation with like a plant manager or a business owner over a manufacturing company, what would be your best advice as far as preventing downtime? I know that we've talked about preventative maintenance. What would be the biggest piece of advice you could give to those types of business owners?
To be proactive instead of reactive.
Sure.
I mean, we can obviously fix the machines. That's what our job is based on. But if we can save them money, save them time, that is what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to keep things from breaking rather than band-aid it all together. Right. In your opinion, you know, you see probably a very different side of the business.
I think, you know, very similar. Again, I'm still learning all the ins and outs of everything, but you know, one thing I have really tried to get a grasp on is, even though the technicians are the ones going out and fixing the machines, we in the office are trying to help expedite that process as well. So making sure they have the right parts, making sure we order the right parts, making sure you know, we're getting the right shipping, because again, every time is money. So, you know, we are trying to build all of this into the C3 Connect, our internal software, to to help with efficiency in our business, but it also reflects into the service that we provide altogether.
Right.
So it just kind of all ties together, and we want to be able to provide the best resources for the technicians, because they are the ones on site solving the problems. But the best thing is just preventative maintenance. That is, anytime we are talking to our clients, you know, if it was something that could have possibly have been identified in a PM, it could have prevented that downtime altogether.
Yeah.
So we really like to schedule those in advance, so that way they know, okay, my team is gonna, like, sometimes we'll schedule it when the person that's running that machine might be on vacation, or they might have a scheduled downtime when they know they don't have a lot of parts that they need to get into production. So when the best way we can prepare is to schedule those preventative maintenances.
No doubt. And I'm sure with COVID, when, you know, in 2020, I remember it being really hard to get certain parts. Did that affect y'all?
Oh, yes.
Well, that was actually really scary for us because I had just hired my brother, and the COVID happened, and we're going, and he was living with us, and we're like, oh gosh, what are we gonna do? But the industry just kept going, and we were busier than we had ever.
We were busy. A lot of our clients were essential, but
it was difficult.
To get parts.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to get parts. So that was
Probably
scary.
kind of scary, yeah. Especially, do you ever get a call like, I'm down right now, and then you couldn't get the part in?
Oh yeah, we can do that right now. I mean, because some of this machinery, actually most of it, is all built overseas. You know, and like for instance, Leah was working on a part for a customer for preventative maintenance where we had to order it over is Japan, and you know it takes a while to get in. So, but because the customer is doing preventative maintenance and because they're prepared, we had the time to get that.
Yes,
we can get it replaced.
Yeah.
And you know, again, I hate to keep going back on the examples of vehicles, but I think that's how people can relate, right?
Yeah.
They don't know technically what a CNC machine is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's the main thing you do on your vehicle? You take it to get the oil changed, filters changed.
Yeah.
Same with the air conditioning unit.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. No, that's right. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think that's it. I think that's all the questions I have for you guys. Really appreciate you meeting with me today. I think it's really interesting what you guys are doing in the manufacturing community, in our community, and I love that you guys are kind of going out and spreading it. There's a lot of manufacturers in the Southeast, so no shortage of business for you guys. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we talked about all the exciting places that we've gotten to go and help clients, but we've got a ton of great clients right
We
here in
really
Longview
do.
and surrounding areas.
We really do. We do.
So we're very, very.
Do you guys do a lot in Shreveport too?
We do have customers in Shreveport as well.
Yeah.
So again, there's a cool customer out there that does some neat things
Yeah.
too. I mean, like I said, we're all over the place. So.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. We have some great clients in this area. So
Longview has a ton of manufacturing, and it's so diverse, all the different things that you know we have here. So it's really interesting. I'm sure you guys never really have a dull moment.
That's for sure.
not with 3 kids, no. And together,
Yeah.
But you know what? It works out. Like most people, that's the first thing that people say to us. It's like, oh God, how do you work with family? Well, for me, it's like, how do I not work with family?
I love that.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, there's some times when, you know, we're on each other's nerves, but at the same time, it comes together and we're building something that we're proud of.
That's really
And people are starting to notice it now. That's the coolest thing.
yeah.
So,
Everyone loves a family-owned business, and I think it's really neat that you're getting to do these things with the people that you love the most. It's really cool.
absolutely. And we're not stopping. We're growing. I have big dreams for this. I am the big dreams person. Leah is the realist.
We balance each other.
And so we try to work it out, but she kind of has to rein me in every now and then and go, hey, wait a minute. We gotta have money to do this kind of stuff. So.
Really cool. So, but you did say you've got a new building coming in?
Yes, we redid up the inside of our offices. So now we have 5 offices. We have a tech room. We have a lunch room. So if the guys are working locally or even just us, we can go in there and eat lunch. We're building, like I said, we're building a shop. It's about 1,500 square feet. So we're really excited. There'll be some training. So we're excited about the future of what C3 is. And, we have 8 acres on that property and
So it's room to grow.
yeah. And she knows me. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep building and growing. And
That's amazing.
so
It's an exciting time.
have an empire.
Yes.
And now you've got someone to make sure that you are running like a well-oiled machine.
Yes, for sure. For
She's like
sure.
your very own preventative.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely takes the team.
Well, I do have to say, like, when, Leah worked at the bank for how long?
20
years. I had to talk her into it. Like, hey, like, you need to come. She's like, well, I don't know if I'm ready. That's something completely different. I don't know. I'm like, you don't understand. If I could have you come into this setting, it's going to change the game for C3. And it has. It really has. The growth has been astronomical because of her, her views on different things, and we cancel each other out. She's very good business-wise. And then ideas. Leah's really good about plugging the holes and finding where procedures need to be built. So.
And who would
love
know
that.
it better than you? That's so cool. I mean, you've watched it grow. You probably know it better than anybody else, so you know exactly, what it takes. So I think that's so cool. I'm so happy for you guys, and I really look forward to watching you guys grow. 5 years, where do you think you'll be?
Oh my goodness. Hopefully on the beach somewhere. You know what I mean? Private island, maybe? I'm just kidding.
No, I think our goal is to really expand our team so we can take care of our clients quicker, more efficient, provide those resources for them, make sure everybody's well equipped to help serve our clients.
I feel like to touch on that, we want to have a crew. We want to have a preventative maintenance crew. We want to have a service crew. We want to have
Parts
division. And then also another thing we hadn't really talked about, we're actually trying to make connections, and we have some connections where we sell
the machine.
the machinery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, and we do have a couple of places that we are distributors of. And so that's a pretty neat thing, and that is a huge step right there. But as you know, with business growth, you have to grow with it, right? And so we're trying not to outgrow ourselves too.
Yeah.
So-
Grow too fast.
Or too fast, yeah. So, but yes, we have big plans.
Very
Big
cool.
plans.
Very cool. Well, that's all super interesting. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Longview Chamber, for having us here.